Yo. What's really good, University of my Hurricane football fans? Your boy Alonzo 1219, aka Hurricane Soul, back in the building. I just figured I'd do a quick live, real quick, figured I'd do something real quick to talk about what I want to talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow, what we're gonna do is tomorrow I want to talk about Blake James, and I actually want everybody, including myself. I want everybody, including myself, to be how do I say, be open minded to everyone else's opinions on Blake Baker. I think I might have titled this Blake James, but I think I did Blake Baker. I'm not 100% sure, but I want everybody to include myself to not hold back, but at the same time, do me a favor, especially if you call in, explain your grievances, or why you like, or explain your grievances in both ways, like whether you like them or not, and reasons why you like them, and things you think that he may need to work on. Explain all of those things when you call in. That way so I can understand, and we all can understand as a group. And then I'm going to turn around and do the same thing Friday about about um about Coach Rhett Lashley, because I think in order for us to be a successful program, sometimes we have to get behind these coordinators as well. In order for us to be a successful program, I feel like we have to get behind these coordinators. Even if we don't like some of the things that they do or some of the play calls that they make, I think in order to be a successful program, I think that we have to be we have to get to the point where we, include myself, where we are more of a positive fan base when it comes to our, not just our players but our coaches. Um so but also I have to be more open minded in listening to some of the guests with their gripes about Blake Baker. Whether or not I see some of them, or whether or not I agree with some of them, isn't even the point. You know what I'm saying? The point is, um, we have to basically, we got to be more positive when it comes to this program. Because if we're not, what's going on? Um, if I can pronounce your name, Sandy Fear. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. What's going on? Hopefully, you're a new subscriber. I'm trying to get 15,000 subscribers. I'm like 600 short of 15,000 subscribers. I would truly appreciate getting those 15,000 subscribers before the end of the month is out. That's gonna be a tough. That's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be very tough, especially being that it's been hard for me to grow this year. Maybe it's because of COVID or whatever, but it's been truly a lot harder for me to grow. So I am really hoping that I can get that illustrious 15,000 that has been holding me back for so long. I've been stuck around 14,000 and change for a while, so I definitely would love to get that 15,000 subscriber. Um, that would be a wonderful thing, a wonderful feat, and something that I would truly cherish. So hopefully we can get that 15K. But I'm not going to be on long tonight. Like I said, tomorrow night we're going to talk. I'm going to come on probably around 6 o'clock. I think I think T2Y comes on around 7 or 8 on on Thursdays. So I'm gonna come on around 5 or 6 Thursday to talk about Blake Baker, and let's not talk about firing. Let's talk about things that you guys may think that he needs to work on in order to become a better coach, in order to help this program out a lot better. Because the one thing I can tell you about being a football fan for so many years is no matter what coach we bring in, we're going to have complaints about something that that coach does. So it is so much better to build a cohesive unit, to build a program around coaches that can learn and continue to improve and just bring in coaches that may do one thing good but another thing bad, because we're going to be on a consistent roller coaster when it comes to those things. So no matter what defensive coordinator we were to hire, they're going to be good, bad, and ugly things about that coordinator that we do not like. So I would love to see Blake Baker and I'm gonna forget my guy's name. Brett Lashley stay around here for a very long time, to where we can build up on the program that we have. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my main thing is keeping these coordinators around and keeping a lot of these coaches around, and maybe teaching some of these position coaches on how to be better coaches as well. Um, but in order to recruit, no matter what nation you're in, no matter if you're in Florida, Atlanta, Georgia area, Texas, California, Ohio, no matter where you are, you have to have a coaching staff that is cohesive. You have to have a coaching staff that understands, first and foremost, each other and their players. Secondly, they have to understand recruiting their main base. So instead of coming in tomorrow talking about firing Blake Baker, and instead of coming in Friday talking about firing or demoting or with anything that we want to do with Rest Lashley, let's talk about some of the things that these guys may need to improve on the off season and coming up in the future in the off season. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So these are the real topics that I truly Hurricane Kilo, what's going on, my brother? These are the topics that I truly want to speak on. Instead of just always speaking on what's going on, John Shields. Instead of just always speaking on um firing a coach or calling a coach a bum, because people have to realize I gave Mark Richt 2 years, you know what I'm saying, and I just felt like he wasn't gonna change. I felt like he was stuck in his ways. I felt like those are the things I don't think. See, that's the thing about it, Florida Kane. I don't think he plays a soft zone. And when you say aggressive defense, these are the things I'm gonna call you on tomorrow. These are the things I want you to come on and explain to me tomorrow, because we played an aggressive defense and got more turnovers under Manny Diaz, but at the same time, we gave up way more big plays. We gave up huge big plays. So when you say more aggressive, do you want him to be Manny Diaz aggressive, or do you want him to just be a little bit more aggressive? Do you remember when Clemson did those aggressive blitzes against Notre Dame? That that's what lost the game for Clemson. They got aggressive. They got too aggressive. They got too aggressive and got burnt and got beat. So we have to be very careful about how aggressive we want to be. You understand what I'm saying? Happy Veterans Day to all of the vets, including Hurricane Logan. Happy Veterans Day, Hurricane Logan, man. Um, I am definitely proud to have you give me the right and the opportunity to speak each and every time that I decide to come out or just walk and breathe fresh air. Um, so thank you. Happy Veterans Day to all these guys, man. What's going on, Strange Clouds? Yeah, we have to we could talk about that as well. Um, Appreciate that, John Shields. Yeah, I appreciate that, Scoots. Like I said, and like I said, y'all guys doing me a huge favor. And I've asked all year, and people don't people for some reason I don't know why, but the 1219 U family seems to not hit the rewatch and the comment squad after the videos go up. Um, y'all do me a favor, hit the rewatch and the comment squad, but please let's see if we can get this. Like I said, I'm at like 14,000. Last time I checked, I think I was at 14,990 something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 14,390 something subscribers. Right at, I've been at 14,000 and change, 14,000 and change. But I truly want to get other 600 subscribers, man. At least around Thanksgiving time, that would be a great time for me to be able to really truly celebrate and be that means the world. That 15,000 subscriber right now, it means the world to me. And I truly would love it if each and every one of you guys would can do whatever you can to help me achieve that goal. What's going on, Joshua? What's good? CJ, what's goody? What's goody, CJ? What's goody with you, bro? I've been moving up on Twitter. I'm almost at. I remember last time I got off, I was almost at 1,000, but I'm almost at 300. So I've been moving up on Twitter. So y'all go check me out on Twitter. I've been moving up on Twitter, and I'm gonna get with somebody to help me. I don't lie. I might fib just a little bit, but I don't lie. Might fib just a little bit. Nah, big, nah, little bro. What I'm talking about tonight is what I want to do over the next two nights, over the next two chats. The things that I would like to talk about, and I would actually like for people to call in, Mr. Gaines, is I want people to talk about the likes and dislikes of each one of our coordinators in Blake Baker and Rhett Lashley. And instead of talking about firing them or getting rid of them, I would like to talk about the improvements that we would like to see them make the rest of the season and going into next season. Because, like I said, Clemson built that program, and the reason why I keep using Clemson is because Clemson is nowhere near a superior school to Miami, but they use their program, their players, because I'm about to go to bed. They use their play they use their they got a coaching staff that was together for about for about 8, 9, 7, 8, 9 years that's been together, and that's why they're able to be as successful as they are. So instead of writing off these coaches, let's see what we can do. Let's not fire these guys just yet. Let's give these guys an opportunity to win some games. You know what I'm saying? Let's give these guys an opportunity to build this program. Let's give these guys an opportunity to be successful. Because as we all know, as college football fans, the longer these guys stay around, and the more successful that they get, the more of a pipeline that they create. You know what I'm saying? In that Miami area, in that, you know what I'm saying, West Palm Beach, you know what I'm saying? Lauderdale, Dade, Broward, even Tampa area, Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, Orlando area. This is how we build these inroads. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Firing coaches is so much is why we fell so far behind. We have got to get to the point where we're not firing coaches, and we're just trying to uplift these guys. I know for a fact I wanted especially young coaches like Coach Rick Langston, like Coach Blake Baker. If these were older coaches that just was stuck in their ways and we knew that they couldn't grow as a program, then I understand that, man. But I'm gonna kind of disagree with you on that one, Joshua. John, I don't know if we need top five recruiting classes. A lot of teams that win don't win with top five recruiting classes. You need players that truly fit your system. You need players that truly fit the system that you're running. Because if you have a 5-star linebacker that's 6'4", 250 pounds, but all he can do is plug the middle, and he's not a good cover guy, but he gets a million tackles, but he can't cover at all. That might not fit the system or the scheme that we run. Or if you have a 5-star quarterback who's 6'8", you know what I'm saying, but is a statue, but he threw up a whole bunch of yards in high school, that might not be the player that we need. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a 5-star, but at the same time, is he athletic enough or mobile enough to run the system that we're trying to run? You know? Oh, hey, Henry Lee, I'm definitely going to a Miami only. It's gonna be a Miami only chat for a while. Now, I mean, it's no disrespect to any other I'll always talk Florida State and Florida, but at the same time, my bread and butter is Miami. That I love you to death, but my bread and butter is Miami, and I have to stick home. But I'll always talk, especially when you ask a question about Florida State. But the next two chats that I have are most definitely gonna be two coaches, about two coaches that I think are misunderstood a little bit in Coach Rhett Lashley and Coach Blake Baker. Both of them young coaches, and both of them coaches that have a very, very, very good opportunity of being very good coaches. I'm not gonna say great. You know what I'm saying? I have two I have two friends of mine, and Nick of Times TV, who talks about my New York Knicks. So I don't even have to talk about New York Knicks. So I mean, I have to, but at the same time, I truly want my Miami Hurricane fan base, and it is not hard for you guys. I do not. It is. I have a lot of Clemson fans and South Carolina fans of the channel because I asked them to, and they've done it for me. So I am pretty sure between 32 people in this chat, I could get 100 subscribers easy. Between 32 people in this chat tonight. So please, like I say, I am doing my best. I would love to hit 15K by Thanksgiving. If not by Thanksgiving, maybe around Christmas time, but definitely before the first of the year. I would love to hit that 15,000, man. Mm-hmm. That is my goal. And I don't know if Garcia fits this system perfectly. I have no idea if Garcia fits this system perfectly. I don't want to talk about any player that's not on his team right now. Those are the things we'll leave that for another chat. I just want to talk about the two coaches and what they can do better. I have no idea what player fits this team perfectly because there is no perfect player. But at the same, I just want to see what these two coaches, what they can do, what they could do better with the play, because we have talent. We have a bunch of talent on this program. We have talent on this team. So but we have to also give these coaches an opportunity to to develop some of this talent. You understand what I'm saying? I'm to be honest with you, I'm just tired of hearing about Garcia. I heard, I'm saying I'm hearing just as much about Garcia as I tell. I heard Tate Martell fit the system perfectly. I swear to you, everybody, including you, Mr. Gaines, my brother, were the hugest Tate Martell fan. And I heard those things about Tate, and I want to see it done. I want to see it done, not just hear about it. But the guys that we have here are what I want to see. Um, hey Henry Lee, I appreciate you, my brother. You came on last chat and chopped it up. We had a good time. We had an excellent time. And Henry Lee, if you want me to talk more Florida State football, then you get more Florida State people to subscribe to the channel. You get more Florida State people to help me build the channel, and I'll talk Florida State football. I have no problem with that. But this will always be a Hurricane channel. But if you want me to talk more Florida State football, then hey, you live in Tallahassee, you know where they at, or you live in that area, get them onto the channel. You know what I'm saying? Get them onto the channel, get them on support, and we'll talk Florida State football every now and then. I have no issue with that. It doesn't matter if he's recruit. See, this is what I'm getting off of. This is you see what you just started, Mr. Game. Now I have to keep talking about Garcia. Garcia is not a Hurricane. I don't care if he's still recruiting them. None of that matters to me. Like I don't want to. I want to talk about Blake Baker and Rhett Lashley. That's it. That's it. No players that are not here. No recruiting videos. That's not what we're doing right now. None of that. None of that. Let's talk about the two coaches that we need to continue to improve and get better. Um, and that's it. That's it. And I am going to challenge you guys. Like I said, we got 32 people in the chat. I'm going to challenge you guys to help me get this subscribers, including you, Henry Lee, including you, Mr. John Shields, including you, Mr. Brigham Man Keynes, Mr. Joshua Taylor, Mr. 100, um, Mr. Day 305, T2Y. We got the same subscribers basically. So Mr. Gaines, even though Mr. Gaines have got me more subscribers than most people, um, so yes, I most definitely want to see you guys help a brother out so we can go ahead and get to that. So we can go ahead and get to that 15,000 subscribers. Hopefully, I'll be over 14,400 in the morning. Maybe you guys can, two of y'all can get me about 7 subscribers. Let's see if that can happen. Between 32 of y'all, maybe y'all get me 7 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to that 15K. And like I say, tomorrow when I come on around 5 o'clock, we're going to talk about Blake Baker tomorrow. And then Friday, we're going to talk about Rhett Lashley. And then Saturday before the game, I might do it. No, I ain't gonna do because the game come on at 12 Saturday. It's gonna be a noon game Saturday, so I don't know how early I'll be up. We may talk about some position coaches starting next week. Because if there were any changes I would like to see made, it would be to some of the position coaches. So I'm not talking about him being on the hot seat. I don't care. Answer this question. No disrespect to Paul. Paul gets his news from 247 Sports. Paul gets his news from 247 Sports. So don't ever in your life come over here and tell me. Don't ever in your life come over here and tell me what Paul said. Serious. You name me one story that Paul has broken. This is no this ever in your life. Tell me something that Paul said. Okay? And it's no disrespect to Paul, it's disrespect to me. Because Paul has never broken a story ever in his life. Ever. Paul is 247 Sports King. So whatever Paul gets, you can get it at the exact same time, at the exact same day, the exact same minute that he gets it. Because as soon as 247 Sports breaks it, Paul breaks it. Okay? So please don't do me like that. I think we run a mixture of both with a striker. I think we run a mixture of both and we run a striker. But what does it matter? You have to mix it up. You have to mix it up because you can't run all man because quarterbacks are so mobile. All right, last question. If you are in a man coverage, let's say 70% of the time, right? If you're in man coverage 70% of the time, if you're in man coverage 70% of the time, right? And this question is for you, Joshua. If you're in man coverage 70% of the time, how do how does that benefit you and how can that hurt you? Hopefully I can get you to answer that question for me. I appreciate you that. I appreciate you, my brother. I mean, it's just not. Don't ever in your life compare me to Paul. I mean that's like comparing Jordan to John Paxton. That's like comparing Lawrence Taylor to 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 uh to Keo Spikes or some shit like that. That's like comparing Dan Marino to 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 um to Ryan Leaf. Like, let's not do that. I understand what you're saying, but you can go read the exact same news that Paul reads. That's simple. That's simple. All right, I'm answering that question for you. Run man coverage, right? When you run man coverage, and everybody say they want to run straight up man coverage, I hear this a lot. When you run man coverage, do you know what you do? I'm gonna tell you the one thing that you do that when you run man coverage, the main thing that will kill you when you run a man coverage, and maybe you can run this by Paul for me, and maybe Paul will agree with me. I don't know. But when you run man coverage as any team, you turn your whole defense turns their back to the quarterback. Your whole defense turns their back to the quarterback. That leaves nothing but wide open lanes for the quarterback to run. It leaves wide open lane for the quarterback to run. So you have to pick and choose when you run a man coverage, or when you run a zone coverage, or when you run a up the middle blitz, or you run a zone blitz, or you run an outside blitz, or you run a safety blitz, or a linebacker blitz, or any of those things. You can't just run a man, or you can't just run a zone. You have to know how to adjust to it. And in my opinion, we're not the greatest this year in defense. We fell off from last year, but we also lost a lot of players. But we have lost one game, and actually our schedule this year is way tougher than it was last year. At the beginning of last year, we didn't get those citadels and that bullshit. That's a hard thing to do, man. You can't hire every position coach as former. I don't know if you can pay all those guys, man. Mm-hmm. I see. I like Blake Baker. I have no issue with him. I just think he's growing on the job. I think he's growing on the job, man. That's all. I think he's growing on the job. Corey Couch is definitely coming on. I love DJ Ivy. That's my little brother. That's my little brother now. I've adopted DJ Ivy. That's my little brother. I love him. And I know he makes mistakes, but every I think a lot of these players and mistakes get Miami fans. I think sometimes we overstate mistakes. Yeah, I'm a Blake Baker fan. I truly am. I love his demeanor on the sideline. I could tell you this here. He makes adjustments at halftime. He makes wonderful adjustments at halftime. If he's getting beat in the first half, he makes wonderful adjustments at halftime. And that's something that we could not say for a lot of coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yes, I do. That's 100, Anthony. I think not just that though. I think that he's still learning. I think that in the day of social media, Anthony, I think that I truly believe that in the day of social media and in the day of instant gratification, that we don't want to build. Miami has 5 national championships. We don't have 55 national championships. So we've had a bunch of up years, but we've had more down years than up years. Let's be honest with you. So give it a chance. The one thing that you could say about, and this is facts, not opinion, this is facts. You know what has gotten better under Blake Baker than it was under Manny is our front four getting pressure without blitzing. Our front four gets pressure without blitzing. We couldn't say that under Manny. We blitzed every fucking play. I agree with you too. I agree with you too, Mr. Brigham Ham came. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I'm just gonna start calling you BG Kane, man. I'm just gonna start calling you BG from what's the name? Juve. You know what I'm saying? So we get way more pressure with our front four. So I truly believe that if we get an elite front four and we can keep an elite front four, which we can do, if we just imagine us with an elite front four, which we can do, how we would shut down football programs. You know why Alabama defense was so great? You know why Georgia defense is so because they have elite front fours. I thought is it Birmingham? I thought Birmingham was spelled differently, but I am dyslexic and a dummy. But my company is out of Birmingham, a zip code. My main company is out of Birmingham. But that's not all on Baker. That's on position coaches. That's on position coaches. That's not all on Baker. We just like offensive. We don't blame. You think about it. We don't blame Manny Diaz for the tackling. We don't blame Manny Diaz for the offense not doing good. We don't blame Rhett Lashley if the receivers drop the balls. Just think about this now. We blame the wide receiver coaches if the receivers don't turn to catch the ball. We blame the wide receiver coaches. We don't blame Rhett Lashley. We blame the wide receiver coaches for that. So we cannot blame Blake Baker for the players not tackling well. That's when you blame the position coaches. And Blake Baker cannot hire and fire position coaches. All of those things go on position coaches. And if you don't believe me, go ask Paul. I had to throw that in there. I had to throw that in there. I'm pretty sure somebody from 247 Sports will let him know that. So he is the defensive coordinator, which means he. You know what coordinator stands for? You know understand what coordinator stands for, right? Defensive coordinator stands for putting a game plan in place, putting a game plan together that best game plan that gives you the best opportunity to win a team. The reason why you have position coaches, because I coach defensive line. My defensive coordinator, I coached defensive line for 6 years in high school. My defensive coordinator never came over there and taught my players how to rip, swim, dive, or hit gaps or anything. He never did that. That was my job. Okay? The defensive coordinator does not teach these kids how to tackle. If that's the case, you can say that Blake Baker and Manny Diaz and Rhett Lashley should be in the weight room every day with the strength and conditioning team. Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator, but he doesn't have any hiring and firing power. So if you want the team to tackle better, that's why I say we're going to break down position coaching. We're going to break down the linebacker coach. We're going to break down the defensive line coach. We're going to break down all of those positions because if you look, even the plays that we gave up last year, like the 4th and 15 or 4th and 17, there were players in position. It, he has control of who's on the field, but what does it matter? If a person is on the field and that person isn't tackled. You can argue me all day long, Chris. He calls great game plans. I don't say great. He calls very good game plans, and this is why I'm going to start breaking down so we can just get off of the coordinators, we can just get off of the head coach, and we can start getting on these position coaches who aren't teaching these kids how to turn for the football, who aren't teaching these kids proper techniques when it comes to tackling. These are the things that I want to talk about. These are the things that I want to discuss, and we are going to start breaking these things down starting tomorrow. I love you guys, man, all day, man. Please do me a favor, man. Exactly. I'm not saying we give up. Why is it Anthony? Fire nobody. I don't want to fire nobody right now. Like Mr. Gaines said, I don't want to fire nobody right now. I want to see what we can do to help this team improve. And Chris, I mean, all of your arguments are legit, my brother. But I just want to bring a bigger perspective of it, and instead of talking about just Blake Baker and Rhett Lashley, let's talk about their positions, their titles, and what they do, and then let's talk about the position coaches and what they're supposed to do. I can tell you this right here, as me being a welder, right? It is my job when they give me that blueprint and they give me whatever I am welding on, which is 9 times out of 10 pressure vessels. It is my job to read the blueprint. It is my job to read the spec sheet, and it is my job to get the job done right. It is not my supervisor's job. It is my job. All right. Well, we'll get it. We'll get it. We'll break that down too, Anthony. We're gonna get on all the position coaches. I want you guys to let people know that's what we're getting into. Starting tomorrow, we are going to break down position coaches. We're going to start breaking down. First, we're going to start with Blake Baker. Then we're going to start with Rhett Lashley. Then we're going to start with Manny Diaz, even though I know that's backwards. But then we're going to position coaches. All right. Love you guys, man. Y'all help get me to 15K, man, okay? I love you guys so much, man. All day, every day, man. We out.